Hey, how's it going guys? Phil here, and this is a review for the GraniteStone Diamond Loaf Pan. This is the Loaf Pan. The pan is made from a heavy gauge steel and is coated with a non-stick anodized aluminum surface and carries a 10-year limited warranty. It claims not to require any butter or oil, is dishwasher and metal utensil safe, contains no PFOAs, and is oven safe up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. The external measurements are 9 3/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches by 2 3/4 inches, although the interior dimensions are closer to 9 inches by 5 inches. It has a slightly rough, fine grit sandpaper feel and a beautiful sparkly dark blue color. The corners are softly rounded, and the pan is a single continuous form with no corners or creases inside. However, note that the underside of the rolled top edge has a gap where liquid or batter could get stuck, though the edge is not sharp to the touch. On the back of the cardboard sleeve, you'll find a few tips for use, as well as the warranty conditions. These instructions warn against using non-stick sprays, which can negatively affect the performance of the aluminized coating, though reiterates that metal utensils are okay to use. It also states that although this is dishwasher safe, doing so may discolor or dull the surface shine, so I think I'll stick with hand washing it. Always wash and rinse your new cookware with warm soapy water before first use. The first thing I made in this pan was a whole wheat peach bread. Now, I didn't prep this pan at all with any oil or flour. It's just a clean dry pan, and I'm going to pour my bread batter right into it. Whole wheat fruit breads tend to be very heavy and dense, as well as sticky, since the flour is slow to hydrate. So I'm going to smooth out the batter and press it into the corners real good to ensure that there are no air pockets, and hope that it releases from the pan at the end of the bake. Then it goes into the oven at 350 degrees for 1 hour. Okay, the timer is done, and the bread looks like it rose pretty good. Now that the bread has cooled a few minutes, I'm going to use a wooden skewer and run it along the perimeter of the pan, although it feels pretty loose already, so I don't think this step is absolutely necessary. And the moment of truth. Wow, the bread just slid out of the pan, and there were no tears or stuck bits. And the pan actually looks pretty clean already. The loaf did sweat a tiny bit while it was cooling down, but peaches have pretty high moisture content, so that's not surprising. Again, that's without butter or oil in the pan prior to putting the batter in. Let's cut into the loaf and see the texture. The loaf is cooked all the way through. It has a dense but fluffy crumb, and is nicely browned all around the crust. The taste is like wheat bread with a smattering of peach jam. And just to make sure that it wasn't a one-off, here I'm adding my zucchini bread batter, again to an unprepped dry pan. We'll pop that in the oven for 50 minutes, and when it's done, it's got a great color and shape to it. And this time, I'm going to turn it out without running the skewer around. Once again, the loaf popped right out, without even needing me to tap on the bottom of the pan. It's got great crust browning all the way around, and the pan looks like I didn't even use it, so cleanup's going to be real easy. The one thing I did notice the next day is a tiny bit of what looks to be rust on the underside of the rolled edges in the corners, so I suspect that water from washing was sitting too long, and I would caution against drying it face down in order to avoid this. Other than that, the pan performed impressively, with amazing non-stick performance without using any oil or butter, and produced even heating and browning of a standard-sized bread loaf. I hope you enjoyed this review. You can ask me any questions in the comments. I'll put a link to the product in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and join me next time.